was a special day, a day to be with family, a day to acknowledge our loved ones, a day to give thanks for America. I know what I'm thankful for. I'm grateful to live in the greatest nation ever created, a nation founded on the unshakable belief that we are endowed by our Creator with unalienable rights, namely life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, liberals have been plotting to remake America and take away these God-given rights pretty much our whole lives. And every step of the way, patriots have fought to preserve them, following in the words of Ben Franklin, that we have a republic if we can keep it. But now, in the midst of a once-in-a-generation pandemic that has destroyed our way of life and killed too many of our loved ones, it seems those tricky, rascal liberals have a different agenda besides simply keeping us safe. Take a listen.
And I truly think that if we do this right, we have an incredible opportunity to not just dig out of this crisis, but to fundamentally transform the country.
Transform a country, he says. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't want a transformed America. I want an America reborn, particularly in the aftermath of these COVID-19 lockdowns. Now, to be clear, we are in the midst of a global health emergency. But if you pay close attention, the same people telling us to trust the experts keep making a ton of decisions about your life that is based on no science at all. New York City, a.k.a. the Communist Republic of Mayor Bill de Blasio, just announced a second round of COVID crackdowns, putting the hammer to restaurants and bars and the people that depend on them to make a living. But he doesn't care. Because according to him, the science tells us that we need to cut down on outdoor dining and a slew of other things. But here's the thing. The science actually doesn't tell us that. The science says the opposite. The science tells us that actually outdoor dining is one of the safest activities that you can be engaged in the midst of this COVID-19 crisis. And that doesn't help the millions of Americans all across this country who depend on those jobs to survive, who are now finding themselves out in the cold. It is economic abuse by liberals drunk on power who want to remake America on the backs of the hard-working American. In New York City alone, nearly 300,000 people depend on nightlife and restaurants to make a living. That's $35 billion in economic productivity. Now, they'll tell us that we only care about numbers, but I promise you, these aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. These are waitresses that can't pay their rent. Those are the bartenders who can't pay their car note. They're the families who can't afford to put food on the table or keep a roof over their head when the mortgage comes due. Right now, 2.3 million homeowners are facing foreclosure because of these lockdowns, nearly 5 times higher than the normal rate. We've got 64 million Americans facing evictions as these rent moratoriums begin to sunset. But if the days have been made bleak by the tyrannical overreach of governors like Gavin Newsom in California or governors like Andrew Cuomo here in New York, our future has also been imperiled. Because when it comes to the state of our schools, as the saying goes, the kids are not okay. Nearly 124,000 schools have experienced closures, impacting 55 million students. Down in Houston, Texas, it's reported nearly 25% of all distance learners failed at least 2 classes. 25%. At a time when American students were already falling behind their peers around the globe. Students who can't read at grade level, students who can't do math at grade level, now find themselves the prisoner of backroom deals struck with teachers' unions that have no basis in the science. The same science that tells us that schools are some of the safest places that you can be right now. Now again, let me be very clear. Your health is paramount. As the old boxing adage goes, please protect yourself at all times. But these public health decisions aren't about health. They're about the ideological battle as old as America itself. And we, the people, need to protect this nation from those that would try to make America into something it's never been before by embracing policies that have never worked in the history of the world. Now, right now, our president, President Trump, he's in the courts. He's fighting for his presidency. He's fighting for his chance to keep America great. For the many 73 million people and counting who voted for him, this Thanksgiving can feel a little helpless. But if you believe in keeping America great, if you believe in building a republic worthy of the promise, an America, as many people said, as good as its promise, then you have to fight like our president and in your own way. Because otherwise you won't be living in Trump's America. You'll be living in Chuck Schumer's nightmare.
Now we take Georgia, and then we change America.
Change America. I'm telling you, if you listen, you can hear them. Because again, while they're talking about your health, they're plotting about your lives.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.